Hello world of YouTube, this is Champion Marks here again for another Pokemon narrated Wi-Fi battle. Today, I will bring you the first of a series of battles of which I had with a buddy of mine on the internet by the name of xxRubydragonxx. Basically how this happened was I was hanging out on snowpointtemple.com chat room, place I like to go to every now and again for Pokemon battles. Got some good people, good players, and they've got a sort of Pokemon League thing, of which I am a gym leader in. So, yeah, if you want to go there, annotation on the screen right about now. But aside from that, anyway, we had 3 battles of which I decided I would post as a sort of series thing because they were pretty good battles, and yeah, it was best of 3 because we had 3 battles and stuff. But anyway, let's just get into the actual teams and things because this wasn't actually like super serious teams. We just were throwing random stuff around and had lots of battles. And anyway, yeah, I don't even words. He has a Hitmontop. I have Slowbro. As long as Hitmontop doesn't have Toxic or something, which is actually pretty common now that I think about it. Slowbro can handle it pretty well. He's got that Hydreigon, which Togetic can handle pretty well. I'm kind of worried about that Togekiss because fucking paralysis and shit. Pikachu shouldn't really be that big of a trouble if it's physical, because I have Steelix. Crobat could be a problem, depending on what it does. Lapras, fuck if I know, but I have a Sceptile, so yeah. That's about it, so let's actually get into the battle now. So, as we start the battle, Ruby decides to lead off with his Hitmontop, as I'm going to decide to lead off with my Darmanitan, because I thought, you know, it's Choice Scarfed, and I don't really know what he's going to lead off with, so I could like Flare Blitz and U-turn and things, but he leads off with his Hitmontop, doesn't have the Intimidate, so I know for a fact that's the Technotop, so I really don't want to be staying in to take a Fake Out and Mach Punch and shit. So I decided to go into my Slowbro, and Technotop can't really touch Slowbro, as really the best it has is probably a Sucker Punch if he's even carrying it. So yeah, I'm gonna be pretty safe to just throw Status out. I decided to go for a Toxic as he goes into Hydreigon and it misses, which is upsetting, but not terribly influential to the outcome of the match, thankfully, as I'm going to decide to switch into my Togetic, which is going to take the Dark Pulse. It's going to do very little, if anything, because, you know, it's got the Eviolite and the Fairy typing and stuff, because, you know, it's not a normal type anymore. But he's going to go into his Crobat as I go for another Toxic, trying to get some sort of status on Hydreigon, though really, I should have gone for the Thunder Wave in the first place, because it would have been a much better status to get on the Hydreigon. But anyway, his Crobat comes in, goes for a Nasty Plot in my face, and I go for a Thunder Wave, because that's really all I can do to it. And I'm really concerned right now, because I have really nothing that can take on a special variant Crobat. The only thing I can is Togetic, and sadly my Togetic's only offensive move is Dazzling Gleam, which isn't going to do a fucking lot of anything to a Crobat. So I decided to switch out into my Miltank. It takes the... excuse me. It takes the Air Slash, not well, granted, and I go for a Life Orb Double Edge to try and take out the Crobat, but I am sadly unsuccessful in doing so, as the Crobat is going to kill me with yet another Air Slash, as I'm going to go into my Darmanitan, and in typical Darmanitan fashion, I'm going to click Flare Blitz for the win, and the Crobat is going to go down, and is going to be even back up at a 5-5 score. Unfortunately, this means that now Ruby gets switch advantage on me, or at least he gets to send something else in to take on my Darmanitan, and he decides to bring in his Hydreigon. Since he switched out on my Togetic last time, I'm inclined to believe that he is choiced, and the fact that he brought it in on my blatantly choice Scarfed Darmanitan is telling me that he is probably Scarfed as well, as he goes for a Flash Cannon, which does a lot, but thankfully it doesn't do over half, so I am going to be able to roost that off, if anything, you know, so that's stuff. I decided to go for Thunder Wave again, as he is going to switch out into his Pikachu. He gets a Lightning Rod boost, which is mildly you know, threatening if it's a special set, which I switch into Steelix, as it is not a special set because it goes with a knockoff. Thankfully, it didn't go for, I don't even know what it would have went for. Like, I'm pretty sure Steelix actually could take some hidden power ices, because I do actually have max special defense investment on this thing with a relaxed nature too, because, you know, it's got the, like, 200 base defense already. But anyway, go with those Stealth Rocks as Togekiss comes in. It's going to go for a workup, which has me kind of confused because Togetic's I know, or Togekisses I know that set up go for Nasty Plot, so I'm kind of confused as to what the hell he's going to be doing. But I go for Toxic nonetheless, as now he's going to set up some more workups as I get a free Gyro Ball off to do massive amounts of damage to this Togekiss. It does like solid 90%, which is yeah, that pretty much means even if this Togekiss is going to be setting up, it's not going to do a whole hell of a lot, because it's going to die to Poison next turn. As I decide to switch out into my Slowbro, because really, no matter what this thing's going to go for, I was really thinking it would go for either A, a Fire move, or B, some sort of fighting move, and since Slowbro resists both of those, it would have been the optimal switch in, as he goes for a Drain Punch and misses, revealing that he is apparently a Hustle Kiss, which is, you know, that's pretty cool. Haven't seen one of those since, well, ever. Literally never seen one of those, so yeah, that was a pretty nice treat. Unfortunately, just straight up died with doing absolutely nothing. As Pikachu's going to come back in, as I'm just going to switch back into Steelix, because Steelix is the best thing I have to take on this Pikachu. As Pikachu's going to reveal the Brick Break, which does a lot of damage. I was thinking he would switch out, because I was thinking Pikachu could do a whole hell of a lot to Steelix, though he is clearly running the Brick Break, so he can't do stuff to me. So I decided to go for an Earthquake on the next turn, take the Pikachu out, and yeah, that gets rid of Pikachu, so puts it at a 3-5 score, but don't let the score fool you. This match is far from over. He's going to go into the Hitmontop, go for the Fake Out, which I think was an arguably pretty terrible play, as really it just lets me get a free turn of Life Orb damage on him, because it's not going to kill me, because I am a freaking Steelix, I resist it. It may be Technician boosted, but it's a Fake Out, it's not that powerful, it's unstaffed and stuff, as he goes for a Mach Punch on the next turn and is able to take out my Steelix. Really should have just went for the Mach Punch first and saved himself some Life Orb HP. But anyway, now go into my Slowbro, as again, I can take on his Hitmontop perfectly, because he really doesn't have anything to hit me. I'm assuming that his last move is going to be Bullet Punch and some other random coverage, since he hasn't tried to go for a Sucker Punch on me yet. And I finally get that Toxic on the Hydreigon, which is nice, because it's going to do some kind of damage with Stealth Rock and stuff, and I decided to stay in with my Slowbro here, as I was predicting him to go for another Flash Cannon to try and nail my Togetic on the switch. Yeah, that doesn't go so well, as he just nails my Slowbro with a Dark Pulse and leaves me at 4 HP. So yeah, that kind of sucks, because that means that my Slowbro is honestly in threat of even being killed by Hitmontop at this point, depending on what its you know, its other coverage moves are. As now I'm just going to go back into Togekiss, as I am more than certain at this point that he is in fact a choiced Hydreigon, and I really do not want to let my Slowbro die just yet, as, you know, I can switch out, get the Regenerator, and possibly do something later. As now he's going to go back into his Hitmontop. He's going to take a little bit of damage from the rocks, not much, but hey, it gets rid of some of the health he could use for Life Orbits and stuff. But anyway, I decided to go for a Roost, get all of that HP back, and I decided to stay in just to, I don't know, scout this Hitmontop's moveset for reasons. I don't know, I think it was Life Orb stalling it for something. I really have no idea what the mentality behind me staying in with Togekiss is, because he's more than likely got the Bullet Punches. That's what Technotops usually carry, I think. I'm pretty sure Bullet Punches is what they normally carry. It's like 4 priority moves or something. But I decided to switch out now, as I really don't want to be taking those Bullet Punches, as he's going to actually throw a Stone Edge in my face. So yeah, good thing I switched out, because at this point in the match, Togetic is honestly my win condition to be able to take down that Hydreigon, because as long as it's locked into something that isn't Flash Cannon, Togetic can pretty much stall out Hydreigon, or ideally just kill it with Dazzling Gleam. That would also be pretty good. But anyway, unfortunately, Slowbro it's got those defenses, but when you're at 80 health, you're really not going to be taking 2 Stone Edge to row from Life Orb Hitmontop. But anyway, now I just decided to go into my Darmanitan again. I was thinking I could probably live Mach Punch, as even with Technician, it is pretty low base power. Sorry about that, just had someone come into my room and ask me about something. But anyway, Darmanitan, go for the Flare Blitz, take out the Hitmontop, and we're back up to speed. Now, in's going to come Lapras as I go for another Flare Blitz. It is going to do a metric fuckload of damage, combined with rocks, as Ruby is going to decide to go for the Surf, take out my Darmanitan. Interestingly, he said that he meant to go for Rest, but arguably that would have put him in a worse position. Actually, it really wouldn't have done anything at all, now that I think about it, because I just would have taken another Flare Blitz and then died to a Grass move from my Sceptile, so yeah, really didn't do anything for him overall. But anyway, Sceptile goes for the Giga Drain, gets rid of the Lapras, and is going to come Hydreigon. Hydreigon is going to go for the Fire Blast, and yeah, that's going to take out my Sceptile. However, since he is not locked into the Flash Cannon, and more importantly, even if he was, he wouldn't be able to kill my Togetic, I now pretty much have the game. So yeah, GG Ruby, and that puts an end to the first of the 3-part series of matches which we had, putting me at 1 win and Ruby with 1 loss. So yeah, that's the end of the match. Comment, rate, sub, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, and again, if you feel like dropping by the Snowpoint Temple, have a battle with me, or have a battle with any of the other members, make sure to give it a try. Comment, rate, sub, and I'll see you all later.